Honestly, I never imagined I'd be sitting here at 88, telling my story and reflecting on the life that shaped me. Life has been both joyful and painfully honest, teaching me love, patience, and resilience. Today, I want to share the lessons, mistakes, regrets I've gathered over the years, and moments that filled my heart with love, pride, and sometimes deep sorrow.
I grew up believing the world was full of opportunity, yet I carried fears every night. Fears of failure, of letting people down, of not being enough. And over decades, I realized these fears were often self-imposed. Tiny lies I told myself just to make it through the day. As a boy, my world was simpler. We played outside until sunset. We imagined great adventures, and we believed in the impossible. Little did I know then that the choices I made in my youth would ripple through the decades. When I was a teenager, I dreamed of achieving greatness, of learning everything the world had to offer. But fear crept in. I began telling myself it was okay to take shortcuts, to hide what I didn't know. Those tiny lies would shape decades of my life in ways I could never have imagined. Now, sitting here, looking at the faces of those I've loved, I understand how much time I wasted pretending I was okay, pretending I was strong, pretending I didn't need help. Each photograph tells a story I wish I had told more honestly. I spent decades with my wife, loving her deeply, yet hiding parts of myself out of pride. There were small secrets, tiny untruths that I thought protected her or protected me, but in truth, they slowly built walls between us. One day, I realized that lying to protect my ego had left me lonely. Loneliness isn't always loud. It creeps in quietly, filling the spaces where connection should be. I had friends, family, love, but my own fears kept me isolated. I began keeping a journal, writing down the truths I had hidden, the emotions I had buried. It wasn't just about remembering. It was about admitting to myself that life was too short for pretense. Small lies like, I'm fine, I don't care, I'm okay, start to accumulate. They become walls that separate us from the people we love, from the life we actually want. Each wall comes at a cost. Missed moments, missed love, missed connection. I started reaching out. Simple conversations, honest words. I told my children what I had never admitted. I spoke to friends about regrets I had carried silently for decades. Each confession, each small truth felt like lifting a weight I didn't even know I carried. One afternoon, my son asked me about choices I had made years ago. I told him honestly why I did things the way I did. And to my surprise, it didn't push him away. It drew him closer. Real connection is built on truth, not perfection. I've learned that honesty isn't just about big confessions. It's about the small moments, the little truths you share every day. Saying you're scared, saying you're grateful, admitting when you need help. It's these moments that make life rich. I wrote letters to old friends, people I hadn't spoken to in decades. I apologized for misunderstandings. I admitted mistakes. I told them I cared. Every word was a step toward healing, not just for them, but for me. Tears are not weakness. Feeling deeply is not failure. I've cried more openly in the past few years than I did in decades of pretending to be strong, and every tear has been freeing. Life at 88 is about clarity, about understanding what truly matters. Pride, pretense, fear. They take time away from love, laughter, real living. Every small truth I've shared has brought me closer to the people I love. It's never too late to start telling your story, to start connecting honestly, to start being truly yourself, passing wisdom, sharing stories with the next generation. These are the moments that matter most. They are the legacy we leave, the lessons that endure beyond us. Even after losing her, I speak to her memory every day. I tell her the truths I once hid, and in those quiet conversations, I feel her love, her understanding, her presence. Each new day is an opportunity to be honest, to connect, to love. Don't wait decades to speak what's in your heart. Do it now. If you've listened this far, I invite you to join me to be part of this journey. Subscribe. Become a member of my family here, and let's share these stories together. Life is too precious to spend hiding the truth. Books have been my companions and my teachers, especially when life felt heavy and confusing, when the world grew loud. Books gave me quiet, a space where my thoughts could breathe and my heart could slow down. They stayed with me in moments when words failed me and when I didn't know how to explain what I was feeling. In my darkest times, books reminded me that darkness is never the end of the story. Every struggle carries a lesson, and every painful chapter is shaping us for something more. Through stories of strangers, I found reflections of my own fears, hopes, and silent battles. Books taught me patience, empathy, and resilience long before life could. They showed me that it's okay to feel lost as long as you don't stop moving forward. Over time, these lessons didn't stay on the pages. They stayed within me. Quietly, slowly, books shaped my mindset, my strength, and the person I became. Journaling taught me patience, reflection, and honesty. Writing to myself, acknowledging fears and regrets, I realized that I could face life's hardest truths without collapsing. Knowledge, wisdom, and reflection all have the power to bring peace, but only when they walk hand in hand with honesty. Without honesty, even the deepest thoughts lose their meaning. We may read, learn, and understand many things, yet still remain trapped inside our own minds, repeating the same patterns and the same mistakes. Honesty is what forces us to pause and look inward. It asks uncomfortable questions. It makes us face the truth we often try to ignore. The truth about our choices, our fears, and our responsibilities. Without it, reflection becomes an illusion, and wisdom becomes just information. We often believe that knowing more will set us free, but knowledge alone doesn't change us. Only when we are honest with ourselves do lessons truly sink in. Only then do mistakes turn into growth and experiences turn into understanding. When honesty is present, the mind becomes lighter. The noise fades. Peace slowly takes its place, not because life becomes easy, but because we finally stop lying to ourselves. And in that moment of clarity, we don't just think differently, we begin to live differently. Nature has been my solace. Watching leaves fall, seasons change, reminded me that life continues and that every moment is precious. I don't want to waste any more pretending, helping others, showing care, speaking truth. It's never too late to make an impact. Every act of honesty, kindness, and love ripples farther than we know. I began mentoring others, sharing lessons learned the hard way. I told them my failures, my regrets, my truths, and in return, I learned from them too. Connection is reciprocal. Family is everything. Yet honesty is the glue that holds it together. I cherish each conversation, each small confession, each heartfelt admission I make to those I love. I've spent 88 years learning that life is fleeting. Every day matters. Every truth spoken is a gift. Every connection nurtured is a treasure. I urge you, don't wait. Speak your heart. Share your story. Be real with yourself and with the people who matter. Life is far too short to live behind walls of fear and pride. I urge you, don't wait. Speak your heart. Share your story. Be real with yourself and with the people who matter. Life is far too short to live behind walls of fear and pride.
Give this video a like and subscribe, and for whatever time I have left, become a part of my family and this journey.